What is a brand? Do you need a brand? Do you even have a brand? Let's get something straight right now. The answer is, if you're a human being in 2020, the answer is yes. Whether we're talking about a corporate brand or an employer brand or even a personal brand, you have at least one of those brands. One of my favorite quotes about branding, and I think it's one of the most important statements about a brand in maybe the last 10 or more years, is that your brand is what other people say about you when you're not in the room. That's from Jeff Bezos, the CEO of Amazon. So let's think for just a second, no matter the context, no matter if we're talking about your corporate or an employer or a personal brand, let's think about how someone interacts with your brand in 3 steps. Step number 1, they find you on social media or they find your website. Somewhere in the digital world, they encounter you. And the first question, because we're human beings, because of the way that our brains process information, the first question is, does this brand help me survive or help me thrive? The second step after that first encounter may be meeting you or interacting with you in person. And so then the question becomes, how does that experience, how do the way you dress, how do the way that you present yourself, how does everything about you in the real world, in your human presence or in your corporate presence, how does that reinforce or take away from the feeling that they got when they encountered you in step 1 in the digital environment? And then finally, step 3 are the takeaways. Remember, your brand is what other people say about you when you're not in the room. That's where the importance of brand story comes in. They're telling the story. So the question becomes, are you giving them the story to tell? Are you giving them the words to say? What is their impression that they're walking away with after they meet you, after they encounter you? What are they saying about you and your brand when you're not in the room?